As Ripple started gaining a lot of popularity, we started noticing a lot of speculations coming out with regard to the ongoing case against the SEC. However, what do you think could be the outcome of the case? And what exactly may be the repercussions in case XRP loses the case? Stay tuned till the end of this video to learn all about the case. But first, we are giving away $25 at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome, XRP Army. Let's grow the XRP Lab community by pressing the like button and subscribe. Let us now get started with the video today. We will be getting deeper into the price charts for XRP and will try to figure out the possible outcomes of the progress that is being noticed for the coin. On an outlook, the prices have been moving sideways. This does indicate to us that the prices may keep increasing in the long term. Speaking of the short-term targets, chances are that this sideways motion will continue at least till the case comes to an end. There are certain bullish factors that have been affecting the prices as well. One among them is the new bill that is being discussed. The bill will remove all allegations from XRP as it will clearly declare XRP as a digital asset. The only inconsistency, in that case, will be the retrospective applicability of the laws that came into force on a much later date after the commencement of the case. Going by the precedents, the case is still in the hands of Ripple. However, the verdict will be what the court declares. The setup that we have in the chart resembles the case with Bitcoin in 2016 and 2017. The resemblance indicates a lot about the potential increase in the prices. The predictions that we make here will be all based on historical data. A lot of what may happen tomorrow can be predicted from what happened previously. The long consolidation that was seen in Bitcoin during the said years has a lot of resemblance to the current situation of XRP. Even though the reasons for the consolidation of both the coins are totally different, the chances are that we may be able to see a much higher impact on the prices due to the similarities being noticed in either case. Irrespective of the end, we will have to wait till it comes to the point where a decision will be conclusive. What we can be certain of is that these may be the final phases of the accumulation that has been happening for a while now. As we mentioned earlier, the government seems to be in the mood to bring legislation that will allow the conduct of cryptocurrencies in the United States of America. However, there will be good surveillance on the same to prevent any forms of discrepancies, frauds, or tax evasions. This is good news for the community in one way because it assures the use of cryptocurrencies, unlike China, which banned Bitcoin in recent days. One of the very important pieces of news that are circulating on Twitter is the alert posted by Fight for the Future. The red alert is aimed at reminding everyone about the mass surveillance that may be possible through the bill that is being proposed by the government. This Twitter post is being circulated by a huge number of people, out of which a lot of them are famous individuals in the field of cryptocurrency. Luckily for the community, there are a few amendments introduced by those who are against this that may be beneficial for the community. The lists of people who have massively been sharing this Twitter post include Brian Brooks, the CEO of Binance US, and Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. Gary Gensler, as a matter of fact, has been known for the comments that he has been making against all that is going on in the market. His comments on the cryptocurrency market have raised a lot of eyebrows. When this is combined with the present stand that SEC has, a lot of the people belonging to the SEC community have been depicting his anger on him. People have also started on to say that even though they won't have many ideas about the laws and the proceedings that are going on in the court, they would still rely on to think that if Gary Gensler came out and said anything other than, "There is plenty of clarity already," then it would already have hurt the lawsuit against Ripple with their fair notice defense. This Twitter user also appreciates that he used his fair notice defense in a rather intelligent manner for his team by saying that he played his cards properly. Now, a lot of the viewers here might not be aware of the story behind this tweet. As a matter of fact, Gary Gensler was asked about the manner in which the case was going and when the community would receive clarity in the verdict that could come out of the case. To this question, he responded that there is already enough clarity in the case, and there need not be any more. This response is what raised a lot of questions, and therefore, the issue arose. Even though many may have expected the response, it was an absolute shocker for a lot of people in the community. Looking at it from his perspective, the decision that he took was the best for him because the comments that he would make may affect the case at hand. Therefore, standing in his shoes, as we saw in the previous tweet, this could have been the perfect response to the question. A lot of people in the community were, in fact, offended by the attitude that he had about the question being asked. This raised a lot of questions about the manner in which things could move ahead, along with the reason why such a vague response was seen from a person of his position. The words that he used were clearly depicting the trust that he had within him about his dislike against cryptocurrencies. Now, if we were to make some interpretations, we think that the SEC is clearly not ready to allow the users to be free of their choices. What we mean by that is that the SEC seems to want the power to be able to pick up the right and the wrong one from the pool of all cryptocurrencies. This arbitrary demand for power is what makes the SEC look really wrong. Also, this may be the reason why people as intelligent as Elon Musk came out to the public and declared that he has no respect for the SEC. He even made it clear in one of the Twitter posts that he made, where he stated that SEC, the middle acronym, stood for Elons. This bold comment made by him was one of the most astonishing comments that were made by him. Brian Armstrong came out with a detailed report on what could happen if the said regulations come out without many amendments in it. He says that there are high chances that a lot of people will be deemed as brokers, bringing in a lot of regulations for them. This could make things much more difficult. He then also gives an example of smart contracts, stating that these are not organizations. With the amendment coming out, all smart contracts may also be deemed as a broker, or in other words, as an intermediary, and therefore, all regulations on them will be much stronger. Moreover, these smart contract creators are not companies. Therefore, it will not be correct to ask for KYC details or to issue another 1099s. In simpler words, these are just software being run on the blockchain, which is accessible to anyone and not companies entirely. What is needed here is that there is no level playing field between the traditional currencies. Therefore, the extra charges that were being levied on the cryptocurrencies were not fair. On top of all the requirements that have been put on them, the bill also imposes a huge number of reporting requirements. This will force the exchanges like Coinbase and others to observe the customer's transactions in a manner like never before. As a matter of fact, the depth of this observance is even greater than that of the traditional finance options that are present. To prevent this, a lot of people have been trying to make sure that the matter reaches their respective senators and to ensure that this bill does not pass on to become a law. This means that the debate to regulate cryptocurrencies may very well have no end in the coming days. There are high chances that we may have to wait for a much longer duration of time before we get into the real deal. A lot of people like Brian have also made a public comment that the SEC has no authority over pure commodities like the trading venues, wheat, gold, oil, or even crypto assets. The current stand by the SEC seems to be dangerous for any cryptocurrency as there is no basis. It will all probably be based on the whims and fancies of the SEC. Either way, we have a question for you. Do you invest in XRP? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 more videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered as financial advice. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.